Your Vestige, let's do it.
Belshire Vestige.
And here we go, guys, with our first game of the day. It took a little while, certainly because WCS Europe runs so long today, but it was a fantastic day in WCS Europe. I really enjoyed all the matches. Of course, big shout out to all the colleagues as well at ESL. They're doing a fantastic job, as always. But now, Ben, now it's time for our little party.
That's right, Kev. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Belshire Vestige, the blue Terran player representing Team Axiom. It is Ryung. I thought Adebisi was spectating WCS Europe, Kev.
Adebisi is everywhere, man. Because there is a little Adebisi in all of us.
Special guest appearance. Down to the bottom right-hand corner, Ryung's opponent, the red Zerg player representing the Evil Geniuses. His name is Jaedong. And Kevin, I cannot wait to see how this game plays out. Jaedong looks strong in his series. Or in his series in the previous group stage. But Ryung looked so incredibly convincing. I cannot, whenever I kind of close my eyes and think about great Zerg versus Terran plays, I cannot think of anything other than Ryung's micro against Nestea when he was splitting Marines on two different groups of Marines on two opposite sides of Nestea's Mutiling Baneling Ball. It was just incredible to watch. And I was immediately turned into a Ryung believer after seeing that.
A believer?
Sorta. Trying to think of how to work in a Ryung there. A Ryunger. No.
You know, I'm curious to see how Ryung is going to open this map, Ben, because back then against Nestea, he opened in a kind of funny way. He did go command center first as well, the same way. Then he got like 2 Marines out, dropped the reactor, but then he immediately got a tech lab as well. And then he kind of went for a really quick stim while buying some time with a Hellbat drop and went for a kind of like 10 minute, 30 seconds Marine Marauder Widowmine timing, which really didn't work out for him all that well. And this is why partly he had to play so fantastic in the late game to sort of even up that series, because he was just not able to deal the economic damage early on that he was looking for. But he played different in both games back then, so I'm very curious to see if he decided to switch up his playstyle once more.
He is going command center first here on Belshire Vestige, and we can see that Jaedong does not subscribe to the Cats. The Cats train of thought. He's not doing any crazy hatchery blocking or anything like that. He's going to do it the standard way, going hatch first, getting his gas down fairly early. Probably for that quick Zergling speed. Yes, we do see he starts Ling speed up. And he's going to play a pretty normal game.
Yep, Factory going down, command center floating over to the natural. I'll just turn on the music sounds a little bit, because StarCraft has such a lovely background music. Ain't that right, man?
That's exactly right.
Jamming out, fist pumping a little bit.
Tomorrowland
style. Bottle of water on the desk. We're ready for some StarCraft.
Fist pump all the way to the grand finals, which will be this Sunday, the 11th.
Of course, we had a lot of last-minute actions to take care of, since, of course, we were planning to hold the round of 16 in Santa Monica in the Yankee Doodle Bar, which seemed to be a really fun thing as well. I was pretty damn excited for that. Unfortunately, man,
we don't need no water, Kev.
No, that didn't go as well, so we kind of turned our studio into a little playoff center. And well, actually, we see another command center going down. So Ryung is switching it up. He's not opening the same way as he did back then. And he's just going to open up with a bunch of Hellions, trying to take a little bit of map control.
And he's not even trying to hide this third command center. He's putting it in his wall at the front. He's like, all right, Jaedong, I dare you to do something about this. I don't think Jaedong's seen it just yet. But he no doubt will see it soon, at least as soon as he sends a couple units across the map. Behind this, Jaedong is taking his own third base, also starting his Roach Warren, so it looks like he wants to play some sort of Roach-centric style here on Belshire Vestige. Worker counts right now showing 37 drones to 29 SCVs.
Exactly, man. Jaedong just playing very, very economic as well, just taking his time. Of course, we've seen a couple of unordinary Roach Bane busts throughout entire WCS America, but I don't think we're going to see anything like that. Second factory going down for Ryung already,
Yeah,
so are we going to see some Blue Fame stuff?
It might be, and that is something that maybe is no longer the norm, but occasionally these guys will bust it out. And the good news for Jaedong is he's going to have that Roach Warren, so he will have an answer to these Hellions. The problem, or I guess the real, whoa, wait a second, Kev.
10 roaches in
That is
production at
not,
once.
those are not defensive roaches. There's no way those are going to be defensive roaches. And there's the baling nest, so you were talking about it. We have seen some crazy busts, and it looks like we are once again going to see a crazy bust with Jaedong opting for insane aggression on Belshir Vestige, and I wonder if he's doing this in response to that third command center.
What I really wonder, Ben, when is Ryung going to produce his first siege, tank? Of course, they will have siege already, so he doesn't have to worry about researching that. That is one of the things that makes your life so much easier.
Does Ryung know?
Well, he's going to see a lot of
knows.
roaches right now, so I do think he's immediately going to start producing some tanks, at least from this one factory. And there we go. Oh, he's supply blocked?
Oh my gosh, a terrible time to be supply blocked. The tank does start up. But a little bit delayed. 2 Widow Mines also in production as Jaedong makes his way across the map. First Banelings are morphing. I gotta say, Kev, I feel like Ryung's in a great position to hold this.
Well, you think? He's not there yet. He
He's
needs to
not
buy a little
there
bit
yet,
of time for himself.
but the tank's about to come. The mines are gonna be out.
He has 28 army supply right now. A couple of these helis
Here
are very
comes
low on
the
HP.
bust. SCVs are at the wall repairing this depot. Banelings coming forward as well. Well, where are the Widow Mines? They're coming out just now. They're going to burrow behind the wall, so Ryung's going to have to defend from... Or no, these SCVs are just going to try to hold the line. Tank is going to siege up.
I agree with you, Ben. Excellent Sim City here, or should we say Six City indeed by Ryung. Yes, he is going to lose those bunkers, but he still has 2 Widow Mines over here. He has a siege tank. He still has a bunker. He's going to have an additional siege tank soon. Oh, he should have kind of tried to repair that tank, though.
Jaedong does bust through, and there's only 2 Widow Mines and a couple of Hellions. A few more Widow Mines are going to burrow, and if they can connect with those Banelings, it's going to be bad news. Wow, 2 Banelings do blow up, and there's one more Widow Mine. Great job by Jaedong absorbing that fire.
No wall over here, though, so a couple of these Banelings are just going to wiggle in immediately.
Yep,
There's
Marauder's
one Marauder,
gonna
the
come out.
Carbide animation of Marauder.
He's not going to be absorbing any Banelings at all. A second siege tank pops out as well. Man, Jaedong is in the main, and he's doing some damage, and actually what looks like it was going to be a good defense for Ryung is starting to add up to be some pretty sizable damage. He's down to just 23 SCVs. Although he is on triple orbital, Kev.
Yeah, and we've seen this so many times before, Ben. Cass would say that he's ahead in a situation like this. There are so few units, though, for Ryung. There's barely anything that actually shoots other than the Widow Mines. He has one tank while one of his Marines just got killed by his
man,
Widow
these
Mine.
Zerglings could be big trouble.
There's no wall up still. Oh, my God.
Wow, the Ling in the front takes the first shot, but the second shot cleans up the rest. So Ryung will
no repair again.
hold. God, man, I cannot believe Jaedong keeps getting units in. This is just a side effect of Ryung not having a depot there.
But he did start running up behind this. On a certain moment, Jaedong is like, all right, this is enough. I feel like I did enough damage for now. Now these additional links are making Ryung's life so tough.
This is so much damage. Finally, these final 2 Blue Flame Hellions are going to clean this up. But look at the worker count. This is so incredibly over. 8 SCVs against 68 drones. Jaedong, what looked like Ryung was going to hold, quickly just spiraled out of control. And I wonder if the problem was he had no, he never built anything out of that barrack, so there was nothing inside those bunkers.
Oh, he had a few Marines, not too many indeed, and he actually unloaded those Marines from this first bunker as well when it was about to go down to the Banelings. I felt it was all going okay, but I really felt he kind of needed like 6-7 SCVs repairing this one siege tank. Then on a certain moment he could have even unsieged it, because those were all the units, the additional links, they came so much later. Of course, it's so much easier to say when you're just observing and like, I think you should be doing this. The moment that you're under so much pressure against someone like Jaedong, you're trying to do everything right. It is really hard to do everything right. It still felt like it was going to be okay for Ryung. Well, he is actually sending a couple of Hellions to the left bottom side of the map.
But no real damage dealt. He kills off, well, he kills 11 drones, but it's hard to feel that when you have 70 and your opponent has 15 workers. So Ryung definitely in a terrible, terrible position. Spire finishing up for Jaedong, and look at how much money he's managed to bank.
I love this by Jaedong as well, sending just 2 links in at first, see where those Widow Mines are. But have to pick up the ring in the Overseer as well.
That is incredibly smart, the Overseer, allowing him to clean up all these Widow Mines. Hellions chasing the Zerglings away, but not before Jaedong gets what he came for.
Of course, Jaedong has been banking so much money behind all this as well. The Spire is going down. He's going to start 12 Mutalisk at once immediately. That's just because he has no more gas. Otherwise, he could make even more. Ryung, unless he somehow gets a couple of great Widow Mine hits up where he kills all the Mutalisk, he's going to be fighting an uphill battle for a very, very long time.
Ryung's in such an awful position. He can't even really afford to build turrets. He doesn't have any existing, so these mutas are just going to have absolute free reign. Marines also have no combat shields. combat shields are being researched. I don't think stim is done either. So no, stim's done. Okay, so Marines are going to become somewhat capable, but still, like the muta count is already high enough that small groups of Marines aren't going to be able to fight.
Ryung is going to spot these mutalisks in the middle of the map because he had control of the Zelnaga watchtower. Now Jaedong is just going to chase those mutas out a little bit, which buys Ryung a little bit of time to get some sort of a defense up. But as you said, not a single turret is down. He has 7 Marines right now. That's not even enough anti-air to deal with 12 to 14 mutalisks.
He's frantically producing as many as he can, 4 or 5 Marines at a time. I mean, we can just see it immediately. The glaive goes down, the Marines all die. Jaedong actually runs away, not wanting to overextend here. And also realizing that there are Hellions on his creep in his natural, so Ryung's going to try to bounce back. Lings want to get us around, but the Hellions on the ramp are not going to allow for that. Oh man, that's a great positioning for Ryung, killing a lot more Zerglings than perhaps he should have, but ultimately,
he's just killing a bunch of Lings while he's playing as Jaedong, who was banking up 2,500 minerals before. Jaedong kind of needs to spend his minerals on something because he cannot make Mutalisk only, so losing a couple of Lings here and there, well, ooh, throw Dan.
Come on, Dan.
Dan,
stop tabbing out to Twitter.
Well, we hope it's Twitter. Never know what the truth is. A couple of Banelings morphing for Jaedong now as well. Jaedong, of course, in an absolutely fantastic position. And if you just wonder how hard this is for Ryung, just take a look. If you are Ryung right now, this is your map vision, man. Other than your main, other than your natural, you see absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And this might not seem like a very big deal when you just like, oh, I'm just want to macro up. It is almost impossible to play StarCraft like that when you just have absolutely nothing out on the map. On the other end, we have Jaedong who sees everything besides these 2 bases.
This is the most fun way to play Zerg that there is. Oh, 2 big Widowmine shots kill a lot of mutas. Jaedong's muta count drops down back to 11, so that's a bit painful. But as you were saying, he's got perfect vision. He's got a perfect economy. All is right in the world of Jaedong. And Ryung there's just no way for him to hold this. Look at all these Banelings.
A ridiculous amount of Lings, ridiculous amount of Banelings as well. A couple of defensive
mules to absorb the Baneling hits is super cute, but ultimately, what's it going to matter? He's going to lose these command centers and he's going to tap out. Good game gets called.